Hey guys, I'm Matt from Vagabond Recordings.
I'm Greg from Suburban Sound Development.
It's time for
Gear Time. Greg.
that guy.
Yeah.
So today, I think we're talking about effects loops and timed effects.
Yes. We're going to use my Boss Giga Delay. That's kind of my go-to delay pedal. And we're going to run that both in front of an amp and then in the amp's effects loop. We're going to be using the orange OR15 and the Mesa, the hell is that damn thing?
It's a single rectifier.
Single rectifier. It's like a single rectifier solo head, whatever.
You guys will see a picture of it.
Yeah. It's a Mesa.
So coming into this, if you do any research online, forums, whatever, they tell you, what do they tell you to put in the effects loop?
The first thing that most people are like time-based effects, which are modulations and delays typically. So you don't put your overdrive distortion in, you don't put like a volume pedal in there, that's the kind of stuff that you don't typically put in your effects loops. The recommended thing would be a delay pedal, a chorus, a vibrato, things of that nature that you want to go after you dirty your signal up.
Yeah, because the effects loop in bypasses the preamp, right?
Right. Yeah, because basically what it is it sends your signal out before it goes to your preamp to get distorted, and then it runs through the effect, comes back in, and then jumps to the power section.
So I guess it would work similarly in a solid state amp. It
Yeah.
would just skip all the EQ and crud in the beginning.
Right, exactly. So then you're just running straight to the power amp, and then that's all. You're not going to change the tone of what your effect is.
All right, so we're going to show you guys how it works out for these two heads. We'll have Greg playing some stuff, and we'll tell you what he's playing and how he's playing it, and we'll let you guys check that out.
Yeah. So here we go.
That's going.
Okay, so here's the wild card. Mesa through the effects loop, which is a parallel effects loop instead of a series. Dry signal pedal off for starters. Shortened riff number 2. So I'll turn the delay pedal on, the long delay setting, and we are at 20% mix on the effects loop. Now I'll bump it up to 50% mix on the effects loop. And this is still with the long delay into the Mesa. And here's 90% mix. Shit's about to get crazy. I'll even shut the effect off, and here's dry again just to remind you.
And we're back.
So, if you're anything like me, I wasn't really impressed with the effects loop in the situations that we put it in. Now, take this with a grain of salt because every amplifier company is different. Almost all effects loops operate differently. It takes a lot of experimentation to get something to work or not work. The reason why we used the Mesa versus the Orange, not so much as a versus, but we're comparing apples to oranges, and pardon the pun. But the Mesa has what is called a parallel effects loop, where it does the same thing as a normal effects loop in the way that it jumpers and bypasses the preamp, but it is ran in parallel. So you're constantly getting your preamp signal, but you are blending in your additional effects. So it's never going to be as strong as a standard series effects loop that runs straight through the effect and only the effect just post preamp. Sorry if I lost you there. So with the Mesa, it has a blend knob on the back, so you can go from wet to dry with your effects loop.
Pictured here.
So basically, 0, you get no effect or extremely minimal, like ghost residual effect. 90% is as much of the effect mixed in, blended as you can get. That might be good with certain delay settings, like if you're using it for a solo to get like trails and make it sound thicker. But in today's application, So
It wasn't so much thicker as it was demonic and
Yeah,
a portal to
yeah.
hell.
So the issue being there is it can't track it well enough. It's more or less mixing signals. So that's why it got all weird and tremolo-y and chorusy and just did shit that a delay doesn't normally do. Which, I mean, if you're going for that weird crap, then by all means, now you know the secret, I guess. But as far as running a delay in an effects loop, I think the Orange kind of was head and shoulders above the Mesa's capabilities as far as this delay pedal is concerned.
Right, and there are different types of delay pedals and different brands of delay pedals and delay
Right.
pedals with different circuits. And
Because, you know, the Boss Gig delay is a digital delay pedal with multiple settings. If you're interested in what settings we used, I could probably describe those in the comments, but we're not going to bother you with that right now.
but
But
you've got to bother us first.
right, we have to know that you want it. With an analog delay, it might be different. But in the terms of the Mesa, I think short delays and choruses and things of that nature might be what would be safe to go in there. We could do that in a later video if you're interested, if you are thinking about getting a Mesa or, you know, want to find some more pitfalls, ins and outs of effects loop, let us know, and we can do more of these videos.
Yeah. So real quickly before we go, I wanted to ask you as a purveyor of delays, do you have any advice to anybody out there who, in a live performance setting, they fudge up their like play into the delay?
Yeah.
Is there a certain coping mechanism, or do you just go for it?
I think, me personally, you have to just kind of pull out of it and ignore it. Because if you start paying attention to, oh, I messed up, like if you hit the wrong note and it keeps delaying this wrong note, just try to bend out of it or something. You know, like make it a happy accident. Be Bob Ross, damn it. Because like if you have a shorter delay, it's a lot more forgiving than a long delay. You know, if you have a long trailing delay like our second delay in this video and it just goes on forever and it's just like, you screwed up, you screwed up, you screwed up, you screwed up, you screwed up. Then it's kind of hard to come back from that, but just play through it. With shorter delays, some people might not even notice. Digital delays, it's really hard to work with on that because, like what we were using today, it trails. An analog delay, if you mess up, you can shut it off real quick and it'll cut the delays and then just turn it back on again and it forgets everything that it was just doing. So, you know, to each his own. Each effect has its pluses and minuses, but just whatever you do, play through it and look like you know what you're doing.
And we will be covering different kinds of delay pedals in a future video.
Yeah.
If you have a kind of pedal you want us to check out, like a specific one, we'll see if we can make it happen.
Yeah.
But we got to know what you want first. Not mind readers. Unless you're thinking about us ending this video.
Boom.
All right, we'll see you in the next one, guys.
Catch you later.